joins me. Steve, welcome back to the microphone, and let's kind of set things up here for this performance.
Well, thank you, Jim. We're really happy to be here. There's quite a couple ball games here tonight, and I think the crowd is really motivated for some cheering. It's been fun so far.
The girls like to have a couple of good games ahead of them. I would think it really gets the crowd, as you said, up a little bit.
You betcha. That never hurt.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. First of all, and we'll talk some about the girls themselves. You're just kind of warming up, basically, right?
Yes, we just finished our opening act. It gives the athletes a chance to get the feel of the gymnasium and get their steps down for what is to come later on in the show. Right now they're doing some basic tumbling.
As we watch the tumbling, tell me a little bit about some of the things that goes on with these girls. They're gymnasts, really, aren't they?
Well, there are a lot of things. We have girls that are involved in basketball, swimming and diving. A lot of them are in band. And most of these athletes do compete one way or another. A lot of them are Minot High School gymnasts, and as well as our age group programs with the USGF system. So they're pretty well involved.
Do you have a lot of girls who do go on to compete at the high school or college level?
Well, our program is pretty much a feeder system for the high school program.
So you see a lot of them going on. In fact, we have a couple out here who performed for Minot High this year, right?
Oh yeah, we have Terry. Well, I hate to say it, I might forget somebody. There's a few out there. You know, the ones that come to mind are Terry Lynn Zimbelman and Lorraine Pold and Lene Elias and Jennifer Bloms, of course. There's quite a few of them.
Let's talk about what's happening on the floor right now.
Well, this is our mini tramp. We call it our shadow mini at 2s and 4s. Basically looking for our precision. Again, we're getting set for the block acts, which are to come, and the gymnasts have had a couple runs at the distance they're going to be, and it'll start to pick up a little bit here. These are our front flips with a half twist.
There's a nice look at them right there, and nice unison that time.
Well, that's what we're looking for here. The shadow mini, as everybody do. That's a 1.5 twist. We call them a Rudy.
Rudy, all right.
Now we're getting set for what we call our 4 corners. You mentioned last week this is where we kind of draw the attention away from all the mat moving that's being done at the other end.
Okay, and we do a little tumbling down on this end of the court.
Just a crisscross, very basic tumbling. A lot of action going on at one time, however.
Now, the Jim Dandy's AcroSport team has performed at a lot of venues around the country, right?
Well, around the state. We've had a very successful year this year. Started out, we had to cancel our WDA halftime because we had so many of our gymnasts were ill, but we performed for the Class B Boys Regional in Minot, and again, we performed at the State Class A tournament, which was real exciting.
All right, and what is the season? How long do these girls work out during the year?
Well, for the AcroSport team, this is their last show, so we're pretty much done with that. However, we did say that a lot of them are competing in gymnastics, so they have schedules that they will follow once this show is over with. Most of them work out year-round. We take 1 month off in the summertime, month of June, so they're pretty much all involved for most of the year.
My goodness, that is really something to watch. Now we get to go back to the tramps again.
Yeah, we're coming now to our block act. This is your favorite part, Jim.
I love it.
Right now we're going to start out with some very basic skills, front handsprings, front flip. Then we're going to start building it. We like to think that this is the exciting part for the crowd. It certainly is the exciting part for the gymnast.
We've already got some of the crowd standing up to watch this, and I would bet that by the end of it, we may have about 7,500 people standing up.
Well, these athletes that come out and perform the halftime, it's not just us, it's anybody that comes out. They work hard for what they do, and that's a little payment for the crowd to appreciate what they've done. And I know I've done it myself when I was younger, and it really is quite a feeling.
Okay, how high is this pyramid right here?
This is about 9 feet. Actually, it's 8 feet, 6 inches. We measured it one time. Toss your gear over the top.
The crowd liked that one, and now you're getting ready for the finale, right?
Right. Now on the other end, we'll show some handstands. There, okay. Of course, you can see the mat moving.
And on the other side of the court, we have the handstands going on. We get the camera over there as you see them. Now this must take a lot of coordination to do this.
It takes a little bit. I know I couldn't do it.
No way.
Don is one that comes from Donnybrook. We have 2 that travel quite a distance. Donnybrook is about 40 miles from Minot one way. And the other one, Sadie Warren, she's all the way from Botno, so that's almost 80 miles one way. That's quite a commitment on their part. This is Carrie Schlager.
My goodness.
Shows a lot of control. We never know how many she does.
She just does as many as she feels like doing, huh? Now they're going to be coming down the mats again, getting ready for the last tramps, right?
We have what we call our final optional tumbling. This is our add-on. This is where we have a little fun. The gymnasts pick out the tumbling pass they want to do, and it just builds. They're pretty pumped up right now.
You can see them on the far mat over there as we pick it up. And each one does something a little bit more than the previous one, right?
Yeah, and they build on. That was an alternate pass by Ann Wilhelm. That was 2 backflip. Kimmy Svem comes down, shows front and back tumbling. Now we get into our twist, and then Jennifer Bloms will throw a double twist.
Wow. That was nice.
And now we're coming into our finale mini tramp act. This is where we try to close it up. Gets a little close here.
This is fun. We'll let you watch this one.
Here again, we'll start out with just our basic dive rolls with the crisscross action. Then we send them over each other. Whoa. Now we'll send them back and they'll make one more pass for us, Jim.
Okay, and the crowd's getting into it. As I said, we have about 7,500 people here. I imagine at the Dome you maybe had about, what was it, around 76, 7,700 people?
I think that's what it was. This is just a real thrill for us to be here. And of course, Becky Bachman is so nice to us. Now we do our front flips. Now we'll bring them down all directions at the same time.
Here we go. Yeah.
Well, I think the athletes feel they did a good job.
And congratulations, Steve Carver, on another good season with the Gym Dandies.
Well, thank you for taking the time. It's really appreciate it.
Okay, the Gym Dandies AcroSport team from Minot, North Dakota. And this is it, and everybody up in the Civic Center. I'm just sitting here watching, and I have goosebumps.
Well, this is, like we say, this is what the kids do it for, and everybody out there, thanks for the support all year, and we'll be back next year.
Okay, Steve Carver, the Gym Dandies AcroSport team. At halftime, it's Edinburgh 28, Hillsborough 22 in the quarterfinal round, and that is why they do it right there. Look at that smile. We'll be back with more at halftime in just a moment.